System of a Down. I still haven't seen System of a Down at all ever. So, it is one that I check out just because it's System of a Down, and I really like System of a Down for it. But from what I've heard, they're not as good as they used to be in terms of live performances. So it's a bit of a skeptical one for me. But I don't know about
I'm with you there. I mean, Toxicity is a perfect album. If you were to say pick an album, right, or pick your top 10 albums that don't have a single bad track on it, I would struggle for the most part, but Toxicity goes straight in there.
For me, it's actually Mesmerize, so that's kind of an unpopular opinion, but Mesmerize is my favourite album because it got...
Is Mesmerize on with... That's the one with BYOB and...
Yeah. I think it's the one with Question on it as well.
And Violent Pornography's on that one as well.
Yes, I think so.
That's a great tune. I like System of a Down a lot. Yeah, at uni, I listened to Toxicity a lot when I was at uni. Great. It's when I first kind of discovered them, really, to tell you the truth. Surge live. He just doesn't seem to have the intensity as he used to.
I think there's always been like musical differences between them that has stopped Surge
they all
making
hate
a new
each other,
album.
don't they?
I don't know if they actually hate each other. I think it's just their music tastes are just like he wants to go down more of a sort of melodic path, and they kind of want to just be all around crazy. So that
the fact that it's taken them 15 years and it's to try and work things out, and there's still no new album.
Yeah. It is.
Kind of suggests some frailties within the camp,
Yeah.
But just, I don't know, Surge's vocals on System, when he performs with System now, I remember watching performances of, when they performed at Reading and things like that back in the day, and the intensity he was showing. Whereas this one, he's kind of more in a dancey, jiggy sort of mood, and like sings in a sort of weird high pitch, as opposed to like going, ah! He kind of goes, ah,
Why? Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Fair enough. He's getting older. You need to save your voice or whatever. But I don't know. And also, the whole thing with John DeLeaman, or the drummer, being a bit of a questionable character coming out in the last few years. You know what? I'll probably still see him if I go. But
it's all coming out of the woodwork, isn't it? All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Korn. I saw Korn in, was it 2016? I think you did as well.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the wettest day, it was the wettest day of my life.
Oh yeah, I remember there was a mosh pit, and there was this attractive girl that was in the mosh pit, and everybody wanted to hug her and everything. It was more.
Where are we going with this, Kieran?
It was more like the simp pit.
Oh God.
I'll knock you over
Korn,
for a crumb.
That day was actually the first time I'd ever seen Korn live. Would you believe? I remember Jonathan Davis was getting very agitated with the crowd because we were all a bit fed up with the weather.
Yeah,
and we weren't that invested. And he was trying to get the most out of us, but I don't think it really manifested that well in the end, just because the weather was so bad and we were all a bit lethargic and fed up of the fact that this was another download with appalling weather.
Yeah, I think it's and Jonathan Davis is not the most outgoing person. He's very reserved.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so
you said that their last album, their most recent album,
The Nothing.
The Nothing is up there.
Oh yes, definitely up there. Have you heard Serenity of Suffering?
No, I'm a funny one with Korn, you see, because they are good and they've got that kind of sound about them. But I almost feel like there should be a guilty pleasure in a way.
I don't know. I think probably my last favourite album to come out from them was Untouchables until they started declining a bit. Even See You on the Other Side I wasn't that keen on. Korn 3 was absolutely abysmal. And then, what was it? The Paradigm Shift, that was the dubstep album. Pass that one up. And then the one Path of Totality, I think that was the one that came out after that.
No.
That was a step in the right direction.
Path of Totality was the dubstep album. Paradigm Shift was the one after.
Ah, okay. Yeah, my mistake. But yeah, in terms of that, Paradigm Shift was, a step in the right direction, and then they just returned to...
Was that the first album after Head came back?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
he was definitely missed. I feel
oh yeah,
in the
without
intervening
doubt.
years,
He's a cool guy
you
as
know,
well, from what I've seen in
and
interviews.
Ray Luzier is such a better drummer than David Silveria, in my
Oh,
opinion.
without a doubt, he's fantastic. I remember those little fills he was doing live was just like it was like orgasm to my ears.
But yeah, Korn, solid enough band. Although you know what, they're one of those bands that I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to. But when I do listen to it, yeah, good stuff.
They're a very good band to sing along to live. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
definitely. Good singles band.
yeah.
Definitely for sure.
Volbeat, I've always been a bit of I've had a love-hate relationship with
bit cold
Volbeat.
on them.
Yeah, I think it's just like I like a few of their songs, but then I feel like I've listened to the same stuff after a while. So I'm not very keen on. I used to be quite keen on them, and then I just grew off them a little bit for that reason.
Yeah, I like Volbeat. I like the sort of idiosyncrasy of their sound. You know, it's sort of my ex housemate at uni described it as Elvis metal.
Yeah,
and that's where I first heard them was several years ago. Kind of only listened to a handful of their stuff. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, but never really was enthused to check out any of their albums.
Yeah, I think the main reason I was like, oh, I'll check this band out was because Volbeat is the name of a Pokemon as well. So I was like, okay,
really?
Fair enough.
Is it based on the name of? Is that what they base the name on?
I don't know. No, I don't think so, because I think it's volume and then beat.
That makes sense. Yeah,
probably just coincidence.
But they're Danish,
Mm-hmm.
Danish band. I saw them. I did see them. Was it 2018? They played.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they played just before
Bullet.
I want to say Avenged Sevenfold.
No, because I think Bullet played before Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh no, it was Guns N' Roses, wasn't it?
Was it Guns N' Roses?
Or was it Ozzy? But anyway, regardless, they played in 2018 on the main stage, and yeah.
They got good energy about them. I just think my gripe for
Heaven
the
or
music.
Hell, by the way, is a massive tune, and the fact they don't play that one live very often.
Yeah, I think I love Marianne's Place. That's one of my favorites. Hallelujah Goat is a classic, and then a good ending song is Still Counting. Just because of the lyrics and that riff that goes on after the first verse. Yeah.
Rise Against.
Okay, so Rise Against, I love their back catalogue. I think I love a lot of their songs. I don't think there's much new that's come out of them. So in terms of them live, it's probably something I would have seen before anyway. Because I don't think there's much you can. They're solid live. But I think as well, because of how much he belts on the songs, sometimes he kind of falls a bit live, but that's understandable. But
do you remember Cam from
Download 2018 or Camp?
From Download?
Yeah.
The guy who we camped with at Download 2018.
Yeah.
He loved Rise Against. I had 2 Rise Against albums in my car, and that's all he wanted to play on the way over. So they I feel like they have their kind of big fan base about them. Took me a while, like, I don't know, they're one of those bands that I kind of drift in and out of. I remember I did, for my first ever rehearsal with a band, this was back in upper school, right? I was playing guitar, and then the bass player actually, he didn't even have a bass, so he basically down-tuned his guitar to bass tone. It shows you that we don't have many musicians where I live, you know, particularly back then. But the first song we tried was Give It All.
Right.
Which is a massive tune, in fairness.
Okay.
As is, you know, a lot of the stuff from Appeal to Reason. And
which one's Appeal to Reason? Because I always get mixed up with the names of their albums. Is Appeal to Reason the one with Prayer of the Refugee on? Or is that... or is it Savior?
I think that's a different album. And Rise Against, solid band. I like my punk, you know, and I really, really like my punk, I should say.
Yeah,
and they're definitely the flag bearers for a kind of American mainstream, no nonsense punk, not the pop punk type. You know, they're the kind of, I'd say they're the real deal.
Yeah,
You know?
and what they do
They
for
have ethics. They have stuff they believe
yeah,
in,
and
want,
like what they do
they
for
want to get
animal
that
rights and stuff
across.
as well.
You know, yeah. Appeal to Reason has Savior on it, and it has Kotov syndrome, re-education
Yeah.
re-education through labour.
That's one of my favourites, Re-Education.
Yeah. And The Sufferer and the Witness has Injection, Chamber the Cartridge, Under the Knife, Prayer of the Refugee.
Yes, that's probably my
Again,
favourite
both
album.
great albums, solid albums.
Yeah. Okay, so then we've got Ailstorm. They are so fun. I think the last two albums fallen down a bit. I think Sunset on the Golden Age was like the peak for them, and then just after that they sunk a bit. I think they're trying to be a bit too jokey, and it's kind of made their music suffer a bit. I that's probably just me, but I don't know. It makes me kind of like when you hear like a lot of their epic songs. The new album doesn't really have a lot of that. So that's essentially it.
Although I swear to God, if I hear "We Are Here to Drink Your Beer" one more time and you need death,
I do like that song though. But
I've no feelings one way or the other with Ailstorm. If you like folk punk, folk metal, if that's your sort of thing,
yeah,
pirate metal, whatever you want to call it, then fair play to you.
Yeah.
Myself, I do not listen to that stuff at all, really. You know,
So,
that's our mate Dan's thing, really. More than
yeah.
anything else.
Some of my favourite songs, I love Surf Squid Warfare or Sunset. Even Sunset on the Golden Age, that's a really good song. 1741. Most of the songs off that album are just so good.
I bet they're a great laugh live.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, yeah, like everyone drinking and having a good time and jumping up and down. And
when I saw them at Sonosphere, they were like, "We're Ailstorm and blah blah blah." Was that? Oh, no, that might have been Carcass. One of the two, but either two.
No, Carcass are from Liverpool, so they'll be like, "We are Carcass." Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. Where's the granny? All right. We got.
You'd think even in this segment, you'd think we couldn't even sneak any accents into this, but there you go.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Anything can happen. Oh, is that a Stingray reference?
Enter Shikari.
No, whatever. Probably Enter Shikari got that from Stingray. But anyway, we're massively digressing. Powerwolf. Ever heard of them?
I've heard of them, but don't know much about them, unfortunately.
Powerwolf suggests power metal, which
okay,
not my cup of tea.
Fair enough. Wage War. So the last.
Here we go. Now we're talking.
Now I think there's two albums that I do like of Wage War. Their latest album. There's songs that I do like off it, like Ghost and Low. But there is a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of radio-friendly stuff on the album that kind of puts me off a little bit.
Have they gone the Beartooth route then?
Kind of, yeah. They've gone like stuff like what's that song called off the album before that? Not Indestructible. Stitch is a good one. Oh, Stitch is a great one. That's
honestly
one of the best
like
gym tunes.
Stitch is like one of the only Wage War tunes I've listened to, but my God.
Oh yeah.
Like Riff City.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no! What? What's the song I'm thinking of?
I love that tune. If I would just see Wage War on that day, just if they play Stitch, alone. I don't care about the other songs.
That'll probably be their last song, I imagine. Definitely the last song. So it's off the album Dead Weight and Disdain. That's the one. Listen to Disdain. It kind of has some inspiration from the Heretic Anthem from Slipknot. That's what.
Interesting.
So
you know what? The aforementioned Alpha Wolf album, that I did my review on earlier.
Yeah.
There's definitely elements of Wage War in that. I feel.
Oh yeah, like it sounds like it. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Okay. Steel Panther. Time to get out the G strings and all that.
Time to bring out the misogynistic overdrive pedal everyone was complaining about.
I don't know. People complain about Biffy's song and all that kind of stuff. It's like, what's Steel Panther's getting away with everything? Yeah. I know they're a joke band and stuff like that. So You
know what? Whatever. For a joke band, they're really, really talented.
Yeah,
you know?
I can understand why they do what they do, but this isn't about band politics or whatever.
Headliners, no, not for me.
It depends, really.
Middle of the stage kind of light relief.
If it
before
was
the real headliner comes
if it
on.
was back in the day where they would show girls showing their,
Oh yeah,
then
it's the most amount of that going on I've ever seen in one festival set.
yeah,
Weirdly, they put this was Download 2012, right? They had them and Tenacious D one after another.
all right,
That is such a weird placement. You'd think separate two comedy metal bands as far away from each other as possible, not put them one after another.
yeah, I can
You know?
see what you mean. Yeah, okay. Anyway,
But yeah, Steel Panther, I don't really listen to them, but they're funny enough, I guess.
they'll be quite fun to listen to. I think.
Headliners, though, nah, not for me. They should be in the middle somewhere.
To be honest, I think these two should be swapped. The Darkness and Steel Panther.
Oh, the Darkness, yes.
Darkness are just I was listening to them the other day, and I'm just like they never get old for me. The Darkness.
No, never. I mean, it's really kind of they make more sense in a British context. I would say if you grew up in Britain in the early 2000s,
The Darkness were everywhere.
This band were all over the place.
Oh yeah, the first that first album, Permission to Land, and the kind of album art that was on it would
Get Your Hands Off My Woman.
Oh, that was the song I was playing. Yeah, get your hands off of my woman, motherfucker. Yeah.
That little trail on the end.
Yeah.
Descending kind of chromatic. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. But yeah, Darkness. Yeah, that just seems like a fun time to me.
Like
you said, I'd probably swap them with Steel Panther.
If it was a Christmas festival, I'd love them to play their Christmas tune as well.
Oh yeah, let the bells ring.
Yeah, Skillet.
Christian metal pass.
But even just their latest stuff, just like no, stay
away.
It's
kind of that sort of post grunge kind of alt metal, Breaking Benjamin. 3 Days Grace camp, right, Skillet?
Pretty much, yeah. It's among those lines because he does.
Well,
sound
I like Breaking Benjamin. And the other two, not so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
No strong feelings one way or another.
Yeah. I like their older stuff up until Hero, but and Rise is okay as well. They've always just been like meh or decent to me.
They are the quintessential WWE band. Right?
Oh yeah.
Non-offensive kind of radio metal.
Along with Nickelback, yeah. Baroness, ooh, yes. I'm
great band actually. Baroness. We actually had on Mosh Talks. Bees interviewed John Dyer Baisley from Baroness.
Yeah.
This dude is super talented, right? Does all the artwork for all their albums. If you've ever seen any of their artwork for any of their albums, it's stunning.
Oh yeah,
it could be like Renaissance paintings. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
He's done the artwork for Cavell Attack, their albums, bunch of other bands, and he's the primary songwriter, musician in. Their album, I think it's called Yellow and Gold. I could be wrong. I'm terrible with the names of albums.
I think Yellow was just an album on its own, wasn't it? But
Golden Grey, sorry.
Golden Grey, yeah. Because they've got Yellow, they've got Purple, I think.
Yeah, Purple, Yellow and Green is one album, which is really diverse album, Yellow and Green. It's all over the place, you know? It's not just your traditional sludge metal or alternative metal, which they are normally. It's all over the place. My favourite personally is still Red, their first one. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Great band. If you love prog / sludge in the vein of Mastodon, then definitely check them out.
Yeah, definitely. Of Mice and Men, another sort of like generic metalcore band. Although their latest album was pretty good, but besides from that,
lead singer leave a few years ago?
he had some sort of
something went wrong with his throat.
Yeah, he's a part of a new band now, but so their bassist took over as the lead vocalist. They've been doing okay. I mean, like I said, they're like, I don't think there's much that stand out from them, so they could be a miss from me.
Just from the look of this stage, it does seem like the kind of archaic kind of was really big in the mid 2000s to late 2000s, but then it's kind of faded out.
Yeah.
Stage, with the exception of maybe Baroness.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Because, speaking of which, I didn't even know Pod still existed.
Pod. Pod. Here comes Pod.
I just remember that song that was always on Scuzz and Kerrang. The I
We
feel
are
so
the
alive.
Euthanation.
Is that what it's called?
Or was it Alive?
Alive.
Or Boom?
Yeah, that's the one. Alive.
There's a lot that their three big songs are Alive, Boom, and Euthanation.
Wasn't there Lights Out as well? I think that was another one.
Oh, probably. I don't know much about. You know what?
Stole my
Euthanation
phrase.
You know what though? Euthanation is a legitimate banger though.
Yeah.
I was playing that on my guitar the other day, and it actually the delayed guitar at the beginning gives me goosebumps.
Mm.
You know.
Okay.
Such a great opening riff. But I don't know. Dan said he saw him with Alien Ant Farm last year. So it was one of the best gigs he's ever been to. So
Fair enough. Was that just because of Alien Ant Farm though? Or...
I don't know. Pod seemed like a party, you know.
Okay.
POD.
All right. Maybe I'm being too harsh on them. Who knows?
I don't know.
Last international.
Nope, never heard of him.
No, same here. Control the Storm.
Nope, never heard of him.
Okay. Marianas Trench.
Sorry, guys. We can we just say we haven't heard of the most obscure metal bands, you know.
Well, I mean, this is a festival. You're gonna get so many things on the
course,
card.
of course.
So
I love it when I can discover bands that I've never heard of, and they blow me. Like that's what happened with me with Puppy, and I'm the biggest Puppy fan ever.
yeah, like a few years ago, I definitely a lot of stuff I wouldn't have heard of, and then I would have put them on my Spotify, and I was like, they're stuck for me for life now. But
Anyway,
now...
we're gonna have to wrap this up because it's now 4:00.
Oh yeah, no problem. I think
We've been going for ages on this.
yeah. Well,
Right.
we'll wrap it up, and then we'll talk about what we want to talk about next, because we'd have to cut a few things out.
We
or
may have to
something
cut a few segments out because we've kind of been going a bit long on this, but
yeah, but we have been needing to do this for a while.
we have been. It's good to get this off our chest. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Marianas
Anyway, carry on.
Trench. Just reminds me of an August Burns Red song, but I don't.
Mariana Trench is Nemo in this band?
Yeah.
What Dory?
They play deep underwater for
They play a metal cover of Just Keep Swimming.
and then they've got a whole dedication song to Ellen DeGeneres, which
I gotta say it's quite a
brings
metal
lot of
name,
controversy.
Mariana's Trench. I can envision this band being a kind of heavy, genty sort of band, but I could be totally off the mark here.
Slam metal, something like that, like
Yeah,
Black
something
Tongue.
like that. Yeah.
Jamie Lenman, we talked about them earlier.
Well, yeah, we've covered him. I'm surprised he's playing again, actually, because he's done a few years at Download, you know. Although actually, this is probably the year after the year I saw him. So yeah, just looking forward to maybe hearing his new material in a live setting. You know, particularly I Don't Want to Be Your Friend off his latest EP, which is a real crowd engager. You know,
Yeah.
very hooky and all over the place.
So then we've got Hara. Anything?
The Who?
Yeah, exactly. No, not the Who. The Hara.
Very good. No, knowing Download, it's probably going to be some Icelandic kind of whale, a band that plays with like whale tusks or narwhal tusks.
Ding dong, ding.
Yeah,
dong.
exactly. from the Eurovision. Piers Brosnan's accent in that film is full on Swedish chef. It's hilarious.
Cemetery Sun. That's another heavy.
I have
metal
heard
name.
of them, but I couldn't tell you what music they did.
Dead Posse. That's like insane clown Posey. Sorry, Dead Posey.
Dead Posey.
I think I seen them in Brewdog one night. You know, Dead Pony. But no, I don't really know much about them either.
No.
Miles Kennedy's. Oh, sorry, I thought someone opened the door. Miles Kennedy's acoustic performance, like we've already covered that earlier. Haken or Haken.
Haken. I would say Haken. Personally.
Yeah, I've heard a bit of them. They're actually pretty good. So
I've got to listen to their album. Actually, their
Yeah.
new album came out this year. Bees played a bit of it.
Yeah,
a single from it. It sounds really good.
yeah,
And Dan loves Haken. Haken, Gleben, Globen. Haken. Dan loves Haken. He's a big prog fan. So if you like your prog metal, check out Haken.
oh, wicked. Twin Temple, anything?
Yes, Twin Temple are now they're a really interesting band that Bees also has been championing a lot on his stream. They are a kind of how would I describe it? Do you know the Lounge Kittens
No.
from back in the day? Sort of kind of a 40s/50s songstress.
Okay.
You know, with like the big microphone and the feather boas going around the neck. You know?
Yeah.
But they sing about like it's kind of goth 50s swinging. It's a very weird, interesting combination.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like 40s radio baroque or whatever you. I don't even know what you call it.
I don't want
swing.
to set the
Exactly.
world on fire.
Exactly, like that, right? Kind of that 40s, 50s radio swing, but they sing about like horror and like they're very gothy. Bees absolutely adores this lot.
Spirit Box, they're quite a recent one I've listened to.
Yes, they are.
Holy Roller especially, and I am just
Holy Roller is an amazing song.
Have you heard a live vocal performance of it? Actually,
yes.
Oh, it's so good.
She did it in one take.
Yeah.
Right? Switching from screams to cleans.
And the facial expressions just stays the same, and you're just like, what?
It's unbelievable. She's so talented.
I needed
I was never keen on Wrestle the Bear once, which was her previous band. Never really into them. I think that was a bit too. Nah, not for me. But this lot, Spirit Box, they've actually recently signed to a big label as well. But the tunes they put out so far, they're very, very promising. This lot, I feel like they could be the kind of next. You know how Ginger had a massive ascent.
Oh yeah,
now Ginger,
definitely.
Ginger are like one of the biggest metal bands in the world. I feel like the same's going to happen for Spirit Box. Mark my words.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kill the Lights. Okay, well, I think they're not going to really. From what I've heard, I saw their virtual gig that was put on a YouTube channel. They seem to play it 2 steps down, which is a bit disappointing because I think the lead singer has some really good belting vocals and.
Now this is Moose's band, isn't it?
Moose's band, from Bullet for My Valentine.
Moose's new band from Bullet for My Valentine, who you showed me a clip of. Yeah, from that tune you showed me, I haven't really listened to any more of their stuff since you showed me that tune. But yeah, if you like Bullet, you'll probably like this lot.
Yeah, or is it no? It's one. It has actually 1 step down. I digress because it's they turn the drop C songs into drop B.
That always kind of is a bit of a disappointment. But if it means that if it's for vocal longevity, like for Matt Tuck, or Dave Mustaine. I actually saw one of the last Megadeth gigs, I think, in standard tuning.
Yeah,
back in like 2012 when I first saw Megadeth, and then after that he dropped them a whole step down, and they sound really weird live. All the Megadeth stuff.
Yeah,
but if it means that if it eases pressure on his voice, then fair enough, because the voice is a delicate instrument.
Yeah, of course. Okay, well, that's
as I'm finding out now, having not drunk any water in the last few hours. To
be honest, like it's in the Dogtooth stage. They're probably gonna have a 4 or 5 song set, and they've got plenty of singles out now. So I think they've got more than enough to back them. So I'm gonna give them a watch. Support my boy Moose. He's a good guy.
I might do as well. Actually,
I used to listen to quite a bit of Still Remains, and I recently listened to Throw the Fight, a bit of Threat Signal, and wasn't there another band, or am I thinking of something else? Can't remember. I think they obscure their bassist, don't they? I don't think they've got a named bassist. Probably like I don't know, Playback or something like that, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, Modern Era.
No, can't say I've heard of them.
Same. Foxjaw, they ring a bell, but I can't.
Foxjaw, yes. Foxjaw are a band that have kind of been creeping up from the UK metal scene for the last few years, along with bands like Conjurer, Nervous, Dream State, bands like that, all from that kind of lumped in that kind of UK metal scene. The best way I can describe them from what I've heard is sludge metal, sort of sludge metal, but with kind of modern alternative kind of leanings.
Okay.
You know?
I'm a fan.
So they might be your bag. You know, they're kind of quite abrasive at parts. You know.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give them. I'll check them out. Anchor Lane. I've heard of them. I'm pretty sure I did dig them, but
yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I know Anchor Lane. They're very much in the kind of Foo Fighters-y vein of alternative rock. You know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you know, from what I've heard, decent stuff. You know.
Wicked. Okay, and finally, to wrap this up...
finally. Right.
Temple on Mars.
No, never heard of them.
No,
right.
And that's it.
Wrapped it up. That wraps it up.
Right.
Okay, well, just overall thoughts then on the lineup. Would you say it's a good lineup or a...
I think, from what I've seen, there's definitely standout days. I feel like a lot of there's a lot of stuff I do want to check out, like Creeper and... I want to see Holding Absence again, and definitely Funeral for a Friend. Let me just round out what I definitely want to see. So, No Kiss, No Day to Remember. Yeah, I love to see Frank Carter, especially on the main stage. And then that's it for the Friday for the main stage. From the second stage, you've got just Lacuna Coil, Miles Kennedy, maybe. Then on the Avalanche, Sleep Token, yeah. Hot Milk, maybe. Wargasm, definitely. And then down there, Bokassa, I'll give them a go. Saturday, Biffy Clyro, Deftones, Gojira, oh yes. I'd go for the Pretty Reckless as well. Those Damn Crows, most definitely. Killswitch, Mastodon, yes.
Man, you're gonna struggle to see all of that lot.
I know.
I wish that Saturday was more spread out. As much as it's an embarrassment of riches for me, because I love so many bands on the Saturday. There's going to be so many clashes.
Yeah. Daughtry, yeah. And then Avalanche, Funeral, Creeper, Holding, Loathe, yep. And then from that Dogtooth one, Bleed From Within. What?
I think you're missing one band.
Am I? Oh, Puppy.
Yes.
No, that's for you, that
yes,
is.
Thank
That's
you.
not for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then Bleed From Within, Higher Power, Lotus Eater, and then that Sunday where you've got System of a Down, Korn, Rise Against, maybe, Ailstorm will be fun, Wage War, yes, because I've been waiting to see them at Download, so there you go. Steel Panther will be fun, The Darkness, definitely. And then you've got Baroness. Yeah, I couldn't see them last time because they crashed with crashed. No, they didn't crash. They clashed with someone else.
You know what? That's a bit of a Freudian slip there because Baroness were actually involved in a bus crash.
Oh, were they?
Just after making Yellow.
I assure you that was very unintentional.
Yeah,
I just
but no, that
slip
was
of the
definitely
tongue.
unintentional.
Okay.
You didn't know about that.
Yeah. Haken, yeah, give them a go. Spirit Box, definitely. Killer Lights. If I listen to Fox John, I'm like, yeah, I'll give them a go as well. And then Anchor Lane, and that's it for me.
Yeah. Well, I could sum it up quite quickly. Saturday, embarrassment of riches. Friday and Sunday, yeah, I'd rather go for Sunday, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, the headliner and the sub-headliner on Friday, I'm just, nah, not really my cup of tea at all.
Yeah.
System of a Down and Korn I do like, though. And I guess I'll just peruse about the lower stages, really, see who comes into my site. But Saturday is the one, and I'm so gutted I'm probably not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I would rank them.
I really want to meet up with, because a lot of the Mosh Squad, you know, the guys who view the Mosh Talks YouTube channel are going as well, and I really want to meet up with some of them.
Okay, well, we'll
right, so that is Download. Done.
Yeah. Okay.